Hi, everyone. Thanks for tuning in to our Project P1 podcast. My name's Tori. I'm a junior at Westchester University with a major in communication studies and a certificate in conflict transformation and management, and I'm from Philly.
And my name's Sarah, and I am a junior at Westchester University. I am a communication studies major with a minor in digital marketing, and I'm from Bucks County, PA.
So, today on our podcast, we're going to be talking about the different things that we've learned in our positive psychology class this semester, specifically focusing on creating the good life, the tools that we're using, as well as advice that we would give to other people to help cultivate the good life. So, I would have to say for me, what I've really learned about creating the good life would have to be the concept of PERMA, which is all these different elements in your life that, when put together, you're living the good life. The PERMA stands for pleasure, engagement, relationships, meaning, achievement, and health, otherwise known as positive health.
And for me, I think creating the good life and something I've really taken in this semester is the idea of incorporating gratitude and being grateful for things in your life, and also just becoming aware of the people and things that matter and also create meaning in life.
That's so true. I also think that gratitude is one of the tools that I've been using, which kind of does lead us to the different tools.
Yeah.
So I feel like I kind of want to talk about PERMA a little bit more, specifically first focusing on health and positive health, taking care of yourself properly for the sake of being healthy, specifically with the different elements of that. One of them is positive exercise. And I've really taken in doing activities that you enjoy and that will make you want to exercise. I'm someone who doesn't really like it, but after learning about it, I thought back to what I used to enjoy, especially what I used to enjoy as a little kid, which was doing dance and musical theater. So now I'm doing Zumba, but the Zumba that I'm doing is actually songs from musicals.
Yeah, that's no, I think when you incorporate, like, music and that you, like, absolutely love into, like, your exercising, like, it makes it so much better. I used to play soccer, like, all throughout my life, and when I ended playing soccer, like, I actually, like, had a very hard time trying to get back into exercising because I was finally giving myself a break and, like, I really enjoyed having a break. But something that makes me, like, get on my treadmill or, like, walk my dog a lot more is, listening to music, and, like, specifically music that, like, I have either forgotten about, that, like, I forgot how much I really enjoyed, or, like, it brings me back to, like, different times. So I think that music also definitely helps, me exercise.
100%. And exercise is really important from all the different benefits it can give you. One of them is better sleep, which is another one of the aspects of the different positivities, positive sleep. I know for me, I've been trying to sleep better as well. One of the ways is by exercising more. And also, I've gotten a weighted blanket. I think mine is 20 pounds and it helps me sleep so much better.
I also have a weighted blanket and I am obsessed with it. But back to what you were saying with doing exercise and, like, it makes you get more sleep. I wasn't really exercising a lot when we were, like, on campus at Westchester, but I have a treadmill at my house at home, and I'm currently living at home right now. Um, and since using that, I just feel like I actually do get, like, a lot more sleep, and I'm definitely, like, a lot more strict in my schedule. So, like, I'll work out in the morning, and then, like, I'm also very like, much more strict about my bedtime at night. So, I definitely think I'm getting a lot more sleep, like, now than I have ever did before the pandemic.
I think for me, and this also relates back to one of the other aspects of the different positive health, which is healthy eating. I've been eating a lot healthier than I ever have been, mostly because I am home and I'm cooking way more.
Oh my gosh, same. Um, I think that I also don't have a car when I'm at school, so healthy eating is, like, a lot more, what's the word for that I'm looking for? It's a lot easier to do, I guess, now that I've been home. So I have been cooking a lot more because I can go to the store and get, like, the groceries that I need, um, and it just, like, makes me feel, a lot better and healthier, like, I just feel way better about myself.
Yeah, 100%. So, one of the other things of PERMA is achievement. And one of the things that we did in class this semester was we did a vocational worksheet where we took different assessments from ourselves and we analyzed our values, our interests, and saw what kind of careers went along with that. And when I entered my major, I liked it because of how broad it was and how many options it gave me. But now that I'm coming towards the end of it and graduating next year, I really need to start thinking about and focusing, okay, what field do I want to go into? So I think that doing that worksheet was really beneficial for me because it kind of revealed the different stuff that would be good for me based on my personality. And a lot of common things that I saw were different types of teaching, being an office manager, corporate training as a type of teaching, you know?
Yeah. Something that was, when we were doing it, I did realize that I had a lot of social, like, all my scores were very high in, like, jobs that require, like, a lot of, people, like, working with, like, people and stuff like that. So, I thought that was, I liked how, like, it was a good sign because I know that I wanna do something working with people and stuff like that, and a lot of the jobs that came up through the vocational worksheet, definitely kind of solidified, like, some of like, kind of the areas that I wanna, like, try and work in after, college.
Yeah, 100%. Is there anything else you want to say about achievement?
Um, well, with achievement, it could be, like, achieving, like, your goals, and this semester, I am definitely, like, really, like, proud of myself because I'm achieving, like, a lot of my academic goals. So, one was, like, staying really motivated because I have a lot of asynchronous classes, and I think that it's, like, very distracting when you don't have to, like, get on Zoom and, like, you can, like, plan your day out, like, how you
Oh,
want.
100%.
Yeah. Um, so just staying motivated and also staying ahead or on schedule were like 2/3 of like the biggest goals that I set for myself this year. And I definitely think I have accomplished them. So I'm very proud of myself for that.
Oh, yay.
Thanks.
Um, Also with perma, another thing that we've really focused on is relationships. Something that's been drilled into us is how other people matter, and cultivating positive relationships can really benefit you, especially in the long run.
Yeah. So with other people, like when we like spent when we talked about that and we spent time like really understanding the fact that like other people matter, it's like very much like drilled into my like head now. So
Me
I
too.
think that sorry, what was that?
Oh, I just said me too.
Yeah. So like creating the good life, just really understanding that other people matter is very, very important, and when we learn that, I think that I incorporated, like, in calling my friends, like, a lot more, and I think that, like, my conversations are, like, very, meaningful with them, especially because I don't get to, like, see them a lot, especially, like, with the pandemic, so just, like, creating, like, very meaningful conversations, and just having other people matter, like, in the back of your head, when you're interacting with people, I think creates like the good life.
Oh, 100%. I know for me personally, I'm trying to express my appreciation to people more. And this actually ties into another tool that we had this semester, which was our signature strengths. My signature strengths were forgiveness, honesty, kindness, love, and gratitude. And I've been using them to express my appreciation. So, also relating back to cooking a little bit, but I've been trying to cook for my family a little bit more using that signature strength of kindness to express my gratitude.
Yeah, I love doing the signature strengths, things, and mine were actually love, prudence, appreciation of beauty and excellence, leadership and zest, and I definitely already knew that leadership was one of mine. So, like, finding out that like, just solidifying, like, the fact that leadership was one of mine this semester, like, kinda gave me, like, a lot more confidence, and I think that, like, understanding your signature strengths, like, really, creates a good understanding of, like, the good life and, like, how to, like, like, I liked when we did, like, setting goals, like, using
Oh, the
those.
SMART goals?
Yes, like, in setting, like, the strengths, um, and then with my other one another one that I kind of, like, knew I had, but, like, I didn't know the words for it was, like, appreciation of beauty and excellence. So, I spend, like, a lot of time outside because that's, like, what makes me happy, and, like, my patio is, like, 100%, like, my happy place. So, I think that, like, using your signature strengths to create the good life is, like, very, possible and, like, something that you should do.
Oh, 100%. I've actually been I made so many people take the assessment. I made my mom take it and, like, 4 of my really good friends.
Oh,
But
that's so funny.
yeah, but you actually just brought something up, which is, like, sitting outside, and this ties into another tool that I'm using, which is savoring, just, like, taking a couple of seconds to really appreciate something and really taking time. So I've also been sitting outside more, but specifically, I've been doing that when I eat breakfast rather than, like, playing on my phone or watching TV.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I definitely, like, try to go outside as much as I can, and also, like, relating back to savoring, because of the pandemic, and just getting to, like, live at home is something that, like, I never, like, imagined, like, or planned on, like, doing, like, during, like, my college, like, years. Like, I guess, like, I always pictured, like, coming home for breaks and the weekends, but, like, I
Yeah, me
never
too.
yeah, like, I never pictured being home for, like, almost well, I guess, yeah, like, 2 and a half, 3 semesters. So, it was very, like, difficult at first, but, like, I, like, look at it by, like, I savored, like, a lot of, like, the family time and learned, like, a lot of appreciation and gratitude from my family because if, like, the pandemic didn't happen, like, I would have missed out on, like, all this family time that I got. So, savoring's definitely, like, it's a very important tool to use to create the good life.
It totally is. It's really interesting that you bring that up because I kind of look at it as the opposite way. Like you're savoring the time that you have right now. I just think when we go back, we're only going to be there for one more year. And I'm really going to try to take everything in when we do go back. And
Oh my
even the
gosh,
bad
yeah.
day, where like I'm taking an exam, I'm going to be like, "Ah, at least I'm sitting in a classroom and I'm not stressing out on my bed."
Yeah, no, I totally get that, and, like, I'm really excited to go back because since we only have a year, like, I definitely wanna push myself to, like, join, like, one more club.
Yeah. So I guess we should move on to the very last question, which is how would you explain to others how to live the good life?
So, I think for something that, like, I'm taking out of this class is, like, it's definitely to live the good life, it's, like, all about, like, your attitude and seeing, like, the silver lining of things, and another thing we learned about was growth mindsets, and I think, like, it can become, like, very, like, toxic if you have, like, a fixed mindset, so, like, having a growth mindset to, like, think that, like, "Oh, I might not be good at this, but, like, I can go and excel in this," like, I think that that's, like, very important and not just giving up because you can't do something or like you think that you can't and just like really like pushing yourself to like say that like I might not be good at it at first but like I can try to become better at things.
Yeah. I think for me, the 2 things that I would really emphasize, probably the first one being that other people matter. You know, when we watched that one TED Talk about what makes a good life, they did a 75-year study and they found that good relationships really do keep us happier, and not just happier, but also healthier. So I would really emphasize to other people how important it is when it comes to relationships. And I think I would also talk about how when we were learning about what makes happiness, we learned about the happiness makeup. You know, 50% of it comes from your genes, but then only 10% comes from your life circumstances. So even if you are in some poor life circumstances, 40% of your happiness comes from intentional activities. So it's about making certain choices and what you were kind of saying about growth mindset.
Yeah, yeah. So like when for me, when I heard that it's only like 10% like life circumstances, I was like so shocked and like 40% is like your intentional activities. So like I also think it's important to like explain to others that to live the good life, like even when you think you're busy, you still need to take time to do the things that you love. Like a stress relieving thing for me is like going on like a drive and like listening to my favorite music or like playing with my dog. And like sometimes I don't think that I have enough time to do those things, but when I actually do those things, like I am like less stressed and I feel like more relaxed. So I think taking time to do the things that you love is very important to living the good life. And then also just being grateful. So the gratitude journal was something that like really kept me grounded and um I just like realized that there's so much in life to like be grateful for. So I think
Yeah.
like recommending to someone to keep their own gratitude journal is like very important for a good life.
No, I totally agree. Even some days where I had a really bad day, when I went to go do my journal, I realized, hey, I still had this to be grateful for. Like, I remember one day I had a really, really bad migraine. It knocked me down and out for the whole day. And I thought my
Yeah.
day was miserable. But when I took the time to do my gratitude journal, something I had done that day was I'd gone on YouTube and pulled up music to play to help with migraines. And I realized, hey, that actually really helped with my migraine. And I'm grateful that someone took time to make that music.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Something when I was doing my gratitude journal, something that like didn't even like strike me until like the last couple of days when I was like thinking of some things that I'm grateful for was my computer because like I'm on my computer every day and it was something I didn't even think about. So like just it definitely like grounds you like when you realize you're grateful for things and take the time to think of it.
100%. I totally agree with you. I would definitely recommend to someone to take the time and recognize the things that they're grateful for to cultivate the good life.
Yeah.
And I think on that note, I think the way that we should end this podcast is we should both say a couple of things that we're grateful for.
Okay. Do you want to go first or do you want me to go first?
You can go first.
Okay. So like I said, one is like definitely my computer. Another thing is definitely like my family and friends. Um, Also my education. I think
Yeah,
that's something that I can like be very like stressed and sometimes like I'm like, "Oh my gosh, I have so much work to do," but like I'm grateful that like I can continue like learning. Also my home. My home is like my favorite place. And something little that I'm obsessed with is coffee, so I'm grateful for coffee.
oh, that's so cute. For me, I would have to say, so today I actually went to the nail salon with my grandmother and we got pedicures. So I'm really grateful for
Aw,
that time that I got to spend with her.
that's so
Um,
great.
yeah, I've been in a yoga class this semester. So learning about yoga and how it can be healing for both the mind and the body, as well as exercise. I'm really grateful that I've been in that course this semester.
Mhm.
I'll throw something dumb in too. I'm grateful for tea, not coffee, but a cup of tea in the morning. And I would have to say, lastly, I'm grateful for you, Sarah, and for you doing this little podcast thing with me.
Thank you, I'm grateful for you too.
All right. Thanks for joining us, everyone. Hope you all have a lovely day and go out there and start living the good life.
Thanks for listening.